So you used to host a talk show, and now you're a guest on our talk show. So I figured we'd do something a little bit quirky with this episode, something a little adventurous, and have an interview off. Are you up for that?
Oh my, yes, I'm up for it.
All right, a little healthy competition. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do it in the style of two truths and a lie. So we'll both think of three things, two of which are true, one of which is a lie. We'll take turns saying those three things. The other person will have a couple of minutes to ask questions, get to the bottom of it, figure out which one's the lie, and at the end, we'll see if we get it right. Does that sound okay?
Sounds perfect.
All right, you can go ahead and go first if you have some ready.
Okay.
I'll give you a minute to think it over if you want to.
Okay. Do. Okay. Are you ready?
All right, ready when you are.
I have a cow, and I milk the cow, and so do my kids. That's one. Two, I started traveling when I was 9 years old in the back of a car, singing in different places. Three, I am a chicken farmer.
All right. So you have a cow.
Yeah.
Okay. You started traveling at the age of 9. You're traveling around in the back of a car, going singing in different places.
Yeah.
And then you're a chicken farmer is the third one. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to grill you a little bit and see if I can get to the bottom of it.
Whoa. Is that a part of the rules? Whoa.
Oh, yeah. No, this is the interview part.
Okay.
This is where it gets down to the nitty gritty. All right. So you have a cow. How long have you had this cow?
I've had this cow for 3 years.
Okay. And how did you find it? Was this like side of the road and it needed a home? Did you adopt it? Did you buy it from a farmer?
No, we bought it. We raised her since she was a baby. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is this the first cow that you've owned?
First cow, first ever. We've never owned a cow. This was a brand new thing. My youngest son, he loves animals.
Okay. All right. And you said you're also a chicken farmer. Do the cow and the chicken get along?
We keep them separate.
Okay. All right. How many chickens do you have?
14.
14 chickens. Good gosh. I hope this one's a lie. Okay. 14 chickens. Do you do it for eggs or do you eat the chickens or are they like pets?
Well, my son, because he loves animals, I would feel terrible to eat chickens. Now we keep them for eggs. For their eggs, yeah.
Okay. All right. And you said you started traveling at age 9. What did you do for schoolwork when you were traveling?
I was homeschooled, and I had a TV in the back of our car, and my school was through video, and so I would watch videos to do my schoolwork.
Okay. What did you plug the TV into?
It was an AC/DC.
Okay.
So you could use cigarette lighter or power, AC power.
All right. Okay. No further questions. All right. I think I got it. So we'll put those on hold for now. I'll give you my two truths and a lie, and then you've got to interview me. Try and figure out if you can get to the bottom of it. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. Number 1. I found a 3-carat diamond in a pet store parking lot when I was 9 years old.
Okay.
Number 2, whenever I was in high school, I used Kevin Bacon's speech from the movie Footloose to get out of trouble while throwing a party that all of the parents were mad about.
Okay.
And then the last one is, I have Gig Salad's slogan, Peace, Love, Gigs, tattooed on my left arm.
Okay. Now, as far as the first one, it was a 3-carat diamond. Where did you find this diamond?
I found it in the parking lot of a pet store. I was walking with my mom to our car, and I saw something. I loved rocks as a kid, so I saw this shiny little rock, picked it up, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Now I showed it to my mom whenever I got home, and she was like, oh my goodness, this is a diamond. We need to take this back. So we looked around. We couldn't find anybody that had lost a diamond. We asked the pet store. They're lost and found and everything. Nobody had reported anything missing. So we ended up keeping it. It's a 3-carat diamond and got it for free. I still have it.
You still have it. So did you ever get it appraised?
I did actually, yeah, because our first thought was there's no way this is real. So Mom wanted to throw it away, and Dad was like, you know what, we'll take it. We took it to a local jewelry store, and they tested it out, and I remember the jeweler's this sweet little old man. He was like, "Well, you struck it rich, son." He was like, "It's genuine. It's genuine diamond."
Okay. And how much did he appraise it for?
Oh, that I don't remember. I don't actually remember. That's a good question. That shoots down my credibility a little bit. I recognize that, but I don't actually remember what he told me.
And you were 8 years old? Is that right?
9 years old.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Kevin Bacon's speech. Can you recite the speech to me?
Oh, not without looking it up. That was years ago. It was the one, though, where it's at the end of the movie. And so I was throwing a dance party, and it was outside of school time, so I figured it would be okay. And the parents got all mad because I was, inciting their children to rebellion. And he gives that speech at the end of the movie where he talks about, even in the Bible, there's a time for rejoicing, there's a time for mourning, and the Bible says there's a time to dance. And so I gave that speech, and it actually went over very well. The party went off without a hitch, and everybody had a great time.
Okay. Number 3. You have gig salad tattooed on what part of your body?
Well, Gig Salad's slogan. I have peace, love, gigs tattooed on my left arm. Well, upper arm.
Okay, I'm going to go with Kevin Bacon. That is the lie.
Okay, you're saying Kevin Bacon's a lie?
Yeah, I think that's the lie.
That one was true. I actually, the diamond was real. That actually happened. I gave the Kevin Bacon speech, and it got me out of mounds of trouble. The lie was the Gig Salad tattoo. I thought about getting it.
But when you answered it, it sounded so like peace, love, gig. I'm like, I would tattoo that on myself.
I almost did, and then I chickened out at the last minute. But I thought about it. I still might. We'll see.
Okay.
Yours are all so good. They all sound like they could be feasible. I'm gonna say you don't have a cow.
That would be correct. I do not have a cow.
You do have chickens, though.
I have 14, yeah.
14 chickens. Where do you keep 14 chickens?
Well, we have a big backyard. We kind of live out in the country, and so almost 3 acres, and so we have space for a coop and a big old free-ranging fence for the chickens.
That's pretty cool. I tried to look after chickens one time. I was farm sitting for some people, and it's a lot of work. And then you have all those eggs left over. What do you guys eat all of those eggs?
Yeah, we eat our eggs, and then we give them to our neighbors, and then during the summertime, my kids, we have an egg stand that my husband built in our front yard. So during the summertime, we do. I let the boys sell eggs, so they sell a dozen eggs at $6 each. For a dozen, and that's money they can use to save, or spend, and little special gift things. The most I've ever made during a day was probably $20. So not tons.
That's adorable. I love it.
Oh yeah, we're country. We live in Franklin, Tennessee, and we're the most country people that you'll ever meet. The boys wake up in the mornings and they go out in their underwear and their pajamas, and they open up the chickens and gather eggs, come inside, and yeah, it's awesome.
I think you're the only country Latin musician I've ever met.
I know. I think I'm the only one I've ever met either.
That's an interesting crossover.
I know. And my kids have no idea that they're Hispanic, which is hilarious to me.
What was that not part of the culture growing up, or have they just not learned that yet?
It's not a part of their culture because we live in a country kind of atmosphere, so they really just have no idea. They just think that they're just country. And in fact, my youngest son, he came home one day, he goes, "Mom, we read a book today, Country Mouse and City Mouse. And which one am I? I don't know, Mom. We have chickens. I mean, I don't feel like a city mouse." He says, "All my friends are city mouse, and I don't feel like a city mouse." I said, "Well, you do have chickens. You wake up every morning and let the chickens out and gather eggs. We eat eggs every morning, and they're fresh from the chickens." I said, "I think you're country mouse." He goes, "Yes, I knew it. I'm country mouse."
That's so cute. You're raising them right.
Well, I figure as long as they're willing to work, it's a good thing. It's good to teach them how to, to work for their food and the stuff that they're going to put in their body so they can appreciate it. It's not easy. You don't just go to the store. You got to feed them. give them water, check for eggs, let them out. When they're sick, you have to get a veterinarian to look after them. All those things are vital.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's so important. It sounds like you're raising a couple of really good men.
I look at them and I don't look at them and say, oh, I want him to be a great 8-year-old or 9-year-old. I say, I want them to be a great 20-year-old. That's what I'm working towards, is who they're going to be when they're older. Doing our best. We mess up quite a bit, I'm sure, and our kids are probably going to end up in therapy because I always had to go and let the chickens out. But either way, at least we're trying to teach them a good work ethic.
That's so important. And I'm actually traveling through Tennessee later on this summer. So if I'm coming through Franklin, I'll definitely stop by and get some.
Oh, please do. And just so you know, our eggs are the prettiest eggs. It's like you open them and they're blue, they're green, they're dark chocolate brown, they're light brown. Pretty eggs.
All right. Sold. I'm there. Well, Jaci Velasquez, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate your time.
No, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate your time more than anything.